Hello, everyone, and welcome to AFG Season 9. We're still on our post-draft interviews, and we are now in the Marine Cave division, and we are joined by Legion, coach of the Pittsburgh PechaPults, coming off of a awesome Season 8, back in Marine Cave for Season 9. So, Legion, how are you doing?
I'm doing great today. How are you doing?
It's very early morning, and we will take that and keep on going. All right. So I made the mention of Season 8, but so that everyone can hear from you, how long have you been doing draft leagues here at AFG?
Here at AFG, I started in season 8, so that was last season. So I've only been here for about 6 months or so. But in general, I've been drafting for about 4 years or so now.
Awesome. And so you hit the second question of about 4 years, about 10 to 15 leagues is what you told me for the written interview that I'm currently working on the paper for. Um, we'll move on to the
Yeah.
next one. Oh, if you want to elaborate, go ahead.
Uh, yeah, I've been in like 10 to 15 different leagues over the years. That being said, I'm only in like 4 or 5 now. And not at the same time. I mean, like, I try my best to not be in that many leagues at once so that I can just have fun with the ones that I'm in.
I agree with someone who used to do 6 or 7 leagues at the same time. It's much nicer to do one or two.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about your team. They can see it here on the graphic. You got Torn T, Roaring Moon, Iron Crown, Swampert, Regieleki, Terra, Captain Torterra, Tauros Paldea, Blaze, Alola Ninetales, Galvantula, and ending off with an evolution in Umbreon.
Okay. So to just give the first thing is I going into this year had a bingo board of Pokemon that I wanted to draft. This team has like 3 or 4 of those Pokemon, first off. Secondly, there is a thought that was placed in my head a few months ago about how the speed tiers have changed from Gen 8 to Gen 9. How people think that new 100 is like 110 or the new 100 is 120. And I've always danced around speed tiers, trying to just have like 1 or 2 high speeds and then 1 or 2 mid speeds, the rest not really caring about their speeds. But for this one, I wanted to like actually build a fast team because every time I go against a team and it just has so many fast Pokemon, I just groan and I'm annoyed that I have to deal with that. So I definitely wanted to do that this season. That's why you see the Regieleki, the Torn T, the Roaring Moon, the Alola Ninetales, Galvantula. All of those are above 100 base speed, which is going to be very annoying. On top of Galvantula getting webs on top of that. Now that being said, my team looks very offensive based. There's not much bulk that you can readily see. But when you think about it, you have Intimidate from Tauros Paldea, you have the Light Screen and Reflect from Umbreon, you also have Aurora Veil from Alolan Ninetales, you have just natural bulk and Swampert, and Torn T, Roaring Moon, and Iron Crown are not frail. Like, all of my attackers are bulky in some sense. So, like, yes, it does look frail at first glance, but that is definitely at first glance. And I feel like my opponents this season are just gonna really have to deal with my speed in some way, which gives me a lot of flexibility with how I'm building my team. Like, I can afford to take points away from my speed to put it into bulk because I just have so many fast, threatening Pokemon. And even my slow Pokemon, like Torterra, is a false slow Pokemon because that thing can just set up a Shell Smash and sweep through a team. Like, and it doesn't even need that much speed to do it, since my opponents are either going to be focusing too much on speed or not enough on speed.
I see. That sounds really cool. That's an interesting way of thinking about building a team and how your team is looked, because I'm sure that when they did the um, post-draft analysis, they probably just looked at it like, oh, this is a really fast team, but it doesn't have a whole lot of bulk. But you are supplementing your bulk for with different moves and different ways of thinking about it.
Exactly. I've always leaned on bulky offense or like a mid-range style strategy, and my initial plan going to this draft was to draft hyper offense, as you can see from the first pick Torn T, second pick Roaring Moon. But as the draft went on, most of my hyper offense pieces that I wanted to take got taken, like Iron Moth and some other guys. So I kind of leaned more towards the idea of just building speed so that my opponents just have to deal with it in some way. And if they don't deal with it, I don't think they have a great shot at winning. So like they would have to like run multiple Scarf users, or run Trick Room even, or run like a lot of speed investment on most of their Pokemon. So because of that, like I can frame my team around knowing what they're going to do, and so I can afford to like run less speed on certain Pokemon, more bulk, more offense. It really matters. And on top of that, the Pokemon that I drafted, with the exception of Tauros Paldea and Regieleki, all of the speed tiers are like odd placements. Like Torn T and Roaring Moon is 121, 119. Right below and right above 120, which is a common speed tier. Same with the Alolan Ninetales and Galvantula is 109, 108. Two things right next to each other, so they have to plan like, ooh, I want to outspeed Galvantula. Ooh, but I could, if I plug a little more in, I can also outspeed Alolan Ninetales. And then that's those little points in speed that they're putting in to outspeed the next Pokemon up is points in their bulk that they do not have that I can take advantage of.
Very cool. All right. I'm going to skip the no Sylveon because Sylveon does not work in a team based around trying to go fast, because Sylveon is not fast.
I do have Umbreon, though.
You do have Umbreon, and I will be excited if we get to see the cool Umbreon sets. Just don't please run Zap Cannon.
No promises.
What are you excited for this season? Anyone in your division you're hoping to play?
Yes, there is one person, one coach, and that is Teal Cypress. Well, I'm so bad with pronunciations. Essentially, I don't know a lot of the people in AFG, and I don't know this guy very well either. But that being said, my team is the Pittsburgh PechaPults because I love Dragapult and I love Pecharunt, and I always thought it was cool to like combine those two in some way. But this guy, Teal, is the coach of the Pittsburgh Registeals, and same city teams are always rivals with each other when they get matched up in games. So we're both Pittsburgh, therefore I must crush him.
As a Pittsburgh person.
That being said, I am not from Pittsburgh. I just liked the alliteration of PPP, Pittsburgh PechaPults.
There. Well, Legion, thank you so much for hopping on and doing the interview. I'm sure we will reach out during the season, and I hope you have a fantastic start to your season.
Thank you very much.